We live in a world where we can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. Yet, despite this unprecedented level of connectivity, empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, seems to be in short supply. Why is it that in an age of instant communication, we often feel more disconnected than ever? Why is empathy harder in the digital age? At first glance, it seems counterintuitive. Social media platforms, messaging apps, and video calls have made it easier than ever to stay in touch with friends, family, and even strangers across the globe. But beneath the surface, something is missing. The connections we form online often lack the depth and authenticity of real-life relationships. As psychologist Sherry Turkle puts it, we're not connecting, we're performing. We curate our lives, posting only the highlights, and in doing so, we create an illusion of connection that leaves us feeling emptier than before. One of the biggest ironies of the digital age is that it gives us the illusion of connection without the substance. We can have hundreds of friends on Facebook, thousands of followers on Instagram, and endless chats on WhatsApp, but how many of these interactions truly make us feel seen and understood? The answer for many of us is not many. Online interactions often lack the emotional depth and nuance of face-to-face communication. We might be chatting with a friend, but we're not really there with them. As I heard once, someone told me, "We're together, but we're not really there." This lack of presence is a major barrier to empathy. Real empathy requires more than words on a screen. It requires tone, touch, eye contact, the subtle cues that make us feel seen and understood. Online, these cues are missing. We might be able to read someone's words, but we can't hear the tremor in their voice or see the tears in their eyes. And so, even when we're surrounded by virtual friends, we feel lonely. This empathy gap is further exacerbated by the way we use technology. Many of us are guilty of multitasking while chatting online, scrolling through social media, watching TV, or even texting multiple people at once. This divided attention makes it harder to truly listen and empathize with others. You know why it is hard also? Because social media encourages us to perform rather than connect. We curate our lives, posting only the highlights, the perfect vacation, the flawless selfie, the enviable meal. But behind those posts is a reality that's far messier, far more human. And when we compare our messy lives to someone else's highlight reel, we feel like we're not enough. We feel like we're missing out. We feel alone. This performance trap not only makes it harder for us to empathize with others, but also makes it harder for others to empathize with us. When everyone is projecting an idealized version of themselves, it's easy to forget that behind every post is a real person with real struggles. But still, we cannot just blame it all on technology. It is just an extension of human capabilities, shaping how we perceive and interact with the world. In this view, social media and digital communication are not inherently good or bad. They're tools that can be used to enhance or hinder empathy, depending on how we use them. The key is to use technology mindfully, ensuring that it serves our deeper needs rather than distracting us from them. You know what also makes me think empathy is harder in the digital age? It is the role of anonymity and dehumanization. It's easy to forget that there's a real person behind the screen. This is especially true in spaces like comment sections and social media threads, where people often say things they would never say, face to face. As I also observed, dehumanization is a precursor to cruelty. When we stop seeing others as human, it becomes easier to treat them with indifference or even hostility. This dehumanization is further fueled by the way algorithms shape our online experiences. Social media platforms are designed to keep us engaged, often by amplifying content that provokes strong emotions: anger, outrage, fear. This creates echo chambers where we're exposed only to views that align with our own, making it harder to empathize with those who think differently. So, how do we reclaim empathy in the digital age? It starts with being intentional about how we use technology. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, we can use social media to reach out to someone we care about. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we can focus on what makes us happy. And instead of seeking validation online, we can find it within ourselves and in our real-life relationships. It also requires us to be mindful of the limitations of digital communication. While technology can enhance our connections, it can't replace the warmth of a hug, the comfort of a shared silence, or the joy of a face-to-face conversation. Ultimately, empathy in the digital age is not about rejecting technology, but about using it in a way that enhances our humanity. It's about remembering that behind every screen is a real person with real feelings, real struggles, and real dreams. And it's about choosing every day to see and honor that humanity, even when it's hard. Empathy is what makes us human. It's what allows us to connect, to care, to build a better world. And in a time when the world feels more divided than ever, we need empathy more than ever. Not just as a feeling, but as a practice, as a choice, as a way of being. So the next time you pick up your phone, take a moment to ask yourself, am I using this to connect or to distract? Am I seeing the humanity in others, or am I reducing them to pixels on a screen? The answer might just change the way you see the world and yourself.